I've got all the rails now tightened up, and I've got it sitting on the panels. Again, I'm kneeling down here at the head rail. It's important that all these panels be pushed together, but then their ends be flush with each other all the way across. And this is important, and it takes just a little bit of kind of adjusting till you get them nice and flush and pushed right together. Then I'm going to take this head rail, and I'm going to position this head rail's edge right up against, right to the end of the panel, so it's a nice flush, just a nice flush fit there. And then these panel savers here, they kind of space it out, but these panel savers need to be, this whole railing system needs to be centered in the panel. And so I've got it where this panel saver on this side is hanging over by about 1/16 of an inch, and it's hanging over here by about 1/16 of an inch. And so this head rail is nice and flush, and it's centered. And then from the hardware that I'm finding in the long rails box, I found hardware pack 7, and it's got 160 of the 5/8 inch wood screws. And these wood screws, they actually take a square tip bit, which will be included from one of the hardware packs that we include. We put a square tip bit in there for you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the corners here. I'm just going to pin the corners down right now. So I'm going to just take this corner. I've got everything flush, and I'm going to get this screw as close to the center of that hole as I possibly can. And then I'm just going to tighten that down, and I'll go to the other corner and do the same thing. I'm just kind of pinning these corners and these panels in place. Get that nice and flush and square. Get that screw as close to the center as I can. Just tighten that down. And now I'll go to the foot rail side, and I'll do the same thing. I want to make sure that this reveal, this panel that hangs out on the side, that panel is the same distance. It's about 1 inch, but the same distance, and it's even in the center of these 4 panels. So I'll go up here and do the same thing. Now I'm making sure that this reveal that hangs, this panel that hangs out beyond the rail, is even all the way up this panel. I measured down there, it's 1 inch. I'm going to measure up here, get it the same, and then I'm going to, again, just kind of pin this one corner, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. In essence, now the 4 corners of these rails will be secured to the outside panels, and everything is square, and the reveals are the same. I've got all 4 of the corners pinned down just with a screw in each corner. Everything again is square and flush. Now I'm going to take another screw and just go into the center of these panels at the top, or at the head rail and the foot rail. Basically, I'm just trying to hold everything the way that I want it to be. So I'll just add a screw here, and then add a screw over on this panel. Kind of holds it all in place. And now I'll go to the foot rail and do the same thing. Just one final step in getting these rails pinned down where I want them. I'm going to come to the side rail, the middle of the side rail, and I'm just going to put one in the middle, and then I'm going to go do the other thing on the other side. And then, as you can see, there's a lot of holes all the way around on the flange of these rails, and I'm going to go ahead and run one screw in each one of them all the way around. So there's a lot of them, but we'll go ahead and secure this down. Now, I'm going to be very careful that I don't strip them out. You don't want these screws to be stripped out. So I've got a kind of a clutch on my driver here, and I'll just go around, tighten them, but not over tighten them. And then I'll just work my way all the way around. The rails are pinned in place, and now you can just start working around.